Welcome to a new video of Masters Academy. NEET Physics Topics Atoms and Nuclei. In this video, let us discuss the synopsis of atoms and nuclei. Prepared by Santosh Kumar PK. First formula, the radius of nth orbit Rn. So here you are having an equation, but for NEET or JEE you want shortcuts. So the radius of nth orbit is directly proportional to n square, that is the square of number of orbit, and inversely proportional to the atomic number. And the radius is also inversely proportional to the mass of the atom. Here the radius of nth orbit is equal to 0.529 into n square by z so many angstrom. Second formula, the velocity of electron in the nth orbit is Vn is equal to 2.2 into 10 to the power of 6 z by n. So velocity is directly proportional to the atomic number z and inversely proportional to the number of orbit n. That is, velocity is inversely proportional to n, and the velocity is also independent of mass. It does not depend on the mass of the atom. Next formula, the kinetic energy of the electron in the nth orbit is kinetic energy is equal to 13.6 into z square by n square. Here also the kinetic energy is directly dependent on the square of the atomic number, and kinetic energy is inversely dependent on the square of the number of orbit. Next formula, the potential energy of electron in nth orbit is Un is equal to minus 27.2 into z square by n square. That is, potential energy is also directly dependent on square of the atomic number and inversely dependent on the square of the number of orbit. Now the total energy, we know the total energy is nothing but sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. It is equal to 13.6 into z square by n square. Here total energy is also directly proportional to square of the atomic number and inversely proportional to the square of the number of orbit. Now En is directly proportional to z square and inversely proportional to n square. That is, the kinetic energy as well as potential energy and total energy all are directly proportional to square of the atomic number, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the number of orbit, and the energy is directly proportional to the mass. So now for first orbit, so E1 energy is minus 13.6 electron volt. The initial velocity of the first orbit is 2.2 into 10 to the power of 6 meter per second, and the radius of the first orbit is 0.529 angstrom. Next, if motion of nucleus is also to be considered, then the mass, the reduced mass, is equal to m1 into m2 divided by m1 plus m2. Next formula, the frequency of electron in nth orbit is mu n is equal to 6.62 into 10 to the power of 15 z square by n cube. That is, frequency is directly proportional to square of the atomic number, and frequency is inversely proportional to the cube of the number of orbit. Next formula, the wavelength of radiation in the transition from n2 to n1 is given by 1 by lambda is equal to z square r into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square, where r is known as the Rydberg constant and its value is 1.097 into 10 to the power of 7 per meter. Next, ionization energy is given by 13.6 into z square by n square, and ionization potential is given by 13.6 into z square by n square volt. Here ionization energy as well as ionization potential is directly proportional to z square and inversely proportional to the square of the number of orbit. Next formula, the line spectra of hydrogen atom. You know that there are 5 series: Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, Brackett series, and Pfund series. Now first series is Lyman series. This series is emitted when the electron is making a transition from higher energy orbit to the first orbit. That is, the final stage is 1 and initial level is 2, 3, 4, etc. And the empirical formula is 1 by lambda is equal to r into 1 by 1 square minus 1 by ni square. Here the initial level is from 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. And the lines in this series, it lies in the ultraviolet region and is invisible. Second, Balmer series. This series is obtained when an electron make a transition from higher energy level to the second level. That is, the final NF is 2 and initial level is 3, 4 up to infinity. The empirical formula is 1 by lambda is equal to r into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by ni square, and this series lies in the visible region. Third series, Paschen series. and it is obtained when an electron make a transition from higher energy level to the third level. Here the final level is 3 and initial level are 4, 5 up to infinity. The empirical formula 1 by lambda is equal to R into 1 by 3 square minus 1 by Ni square, and this series it lies in the infrared region. Next, fourth series is bracket series, and it is obtained when electron make a transition from higher energy level to the fourth level. Here NF is 4 and Ni is 5, 6 etc. So 1 by lambda is equal to R into 1 by 4 square minus 1 by Ni square. This series lies in the far infrared region. P-Fund series. This series also emitted when NF is 5 and Ni is 6, 7, 8 etc. The formula is 1 by lambda is equal to R into 1 by 5 square minus 1 by Ni square. This series also lies in the far infrared region. Now, as the order of spectral series increases, the wavelength of lines also increases. That is, the wavelength of the line in P-Fund series is greater than the wavelength of line in bracket series, is greater than the wavelength of line in Paschen, which is greater than the wavelength of line in Balmer, and which is greater than the wavelength of line in the Lyman series. Now, the maximum number of spectral lines obtained due to transition of electrons present in nth orbit is given by n, that is the number of spectral lines is equal to n into n minus 1 by 2, where the small n it represents the nth orbit. Next formula, it is based on nuclei. The radius of the nucleus varies with respect to its mass number, that is R is equal to R naught into a to the power of 1 by 3, where a is mass number. Mass defect, it is given by delta m is equal to z, atomic number, that is number of protons into mass of the proton, plus a minus z, which represents the number of neutrons into mass of the neutrons, minus total mass, which gives the mass defect. Now, binding energy. The energy obtained by converting the mass defect in energy, that is delta E is equal to delta m in c square, which is nothing but the binding energy, and it represents the stability of the nucleus. Binding energy, so delta m is nothing but z into mp plus a minus z into mn minus m into c square. Now, the energy equivalent of a nucleon is equal to 931 MeV. It is a standard value, and the binding energy per nucleon is given by delta E by A, where A represents the mass number or atomic mass. Next, radioactivity. We know that there are three types of decay: alpha decay, beta decay, and gamma decay. So, in alpha decay, whenever a nuclei emits an alpha particle, that is, it undergoes an alpha decay, then it emits an alpha particle, that is, alpha particle is represented by a helium nuclei, 2He4. Then the new element formed, what we call it as a daughter element formed, will be having atomic number less by 2 and mass number less by 4. That is, alpha emission, whenever an alpha emission takes place, the atomic number is less by 2 and mass number is less by 4. Beta decay, you know that there are two types of beta decay. One is beta minus decay and beta plus decay. Beta minus means whenever a neutron is converted into proton, and beta plus means whenever a proton is converted into neutron. In this both cases, there will be an uncharged particle. In here, one is neutrino and another one is antineutrino. So here, in beta decay, you will get an electron, and in beta plus decay, you will get a positively charged electron, which is nothing but a positron. The Q value of nuclear reactor. For alpha emission, the Q value is mx minus my minus mhe into c square. For beta emission, Q value is mx minus my minus m beta minus m into c square. Next, Soddy and Rutherford law, that is radioactive decay law. We know that n is equal to n naught into e to the power of minus lambda t is the radioactive decay law, where n is the remaining nucleus after time interval t, n naught is the number of nuclei initially. Now, substituting the t is equal to 1 by lambda, where lambda is disintegration constant, that is t is equal to 1 by lambda. In this equation, you will get n is equal to n naught into e to the power of minus lambda into 1 by lambda. Lambda cancels, you will get e to the power of minus 1, which is nothing but n naught by e. That is, the number of nuclei remaining after time interval, which is equal to the reciprocal of disintegration is constant, is equal to n naught by e, that is 1 by e times the number of initial atom. Then this graph, it represents the number of atoms remaining after time interval. As time interval increases, the initial number of atoms, it goes on decreasing as shown in the graph. The disintegration constant is therefore, it is nothing but the reciprocal of the time during which the original number of radioactive nuclei n naught of a radioactive substance falls to 1 by e times n naught. Half-life period. What is half-life? It is nothing but the time during which the number of atoms reduces to half of its initial value, and it is T of is equal to 0.693 by lambda. Next, average life or mean life, that is nothing but tau that is total lifetime of all the nuclei divided by total number of nuclei. Tau is equal to n naught by lambda divided by n naught, which is equal to 1 by lambda. Next, number of nuclei decayed. So now the total number of nuclei decayed after time interval t is given by nd is equal to n naught into 1 minus e to the power of minus lambda t. At t is equal to 1 by lambda, that is at the time which is equal to reciprocal of the disintegration constant, we know that n is equal to n naught into e to the power of minus lambda t, that is n naught by e, which is equal to 36% of n naught. And at t is equal to 1 by lambda, this is number of nuclei decayed, that is nd is equal to n naught into 1 minus e to the power of minus lambda t, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by e into n naught, which is nothing but 63%. Here, after time interval, which is equal to reciprocal of the decay constant, we know that here 36% of initial atoms are remaining. Here, the number of atoms decayed is equal to 63%. The graph is represented as shown here. Next, decay rate or activity. So we know that radioactivity is given by lambda n naught into e to the power of minus lambda t. This lambda into n naught is equal to r naught, where r naught is the initial activity. Next, the units of activity, we know that the SI unit is Becquerel. There are two more units, that is Curie and Rutherford. One Becquerel is nothing but 1 disintegration per second. 1 Rutherford is equal to 10 to the power of 6 disintegration per second, and 1 Curie is equal to 3.7 into 10 to the power of 10 disintegration per second. Next, the probability. So the probability of the nuclei which is survived and the probability of the nuclei which is decayed, the probability of survived is e to the power of minus lambda t, and the probability of decayed is 1 minus e to the power of minus lambda t. Now, successive radioactivity. Let at time t is equal to 0, that is initial time, the number of atoms be n naught, and after time interval t, the number of atoms remaining is n naught into e to the power of minus lambda a into t. Then what is nb? That is successive. So first a is the nuclei, after disintegration it becomes b, like this. Now the number of nuclei in b remaining is equal to n naught into lambda a by lambda b minus lambda a into e to the power of minus lambda a t minus e to the power of minus lambda b t, where lambda a is the disintegration constant for nuclei a and lambda b is the disintegration constant for or decay constant for nuclei b. Here Na, number of nuclei of A, and Nb, number of nuclei of B. Next, when heavy nucleus decays, then effective value of lambda is equal to lambda 1 plus lambda 2. Now, if t is the off time, that is off lifetime, normally represented as t off, then t off or t is equal to t1 into t2 by t1 plus t2. Now, after every off life, the fraction remaining is 1 by 2 to the power of n. The percentage fraction is also 1 by 2 to the power of n. Then the nuclei is n naught into 1 by 2 to the power of n. That is, after every off life, the nuclei present. The nuclei decayed is n naught minus n naught into 1 by 2 to the power of n, which is n naught into 1 minus 1 by 2 to the power of n, or decayed in delta t is delta n is equal to lambda n into delta t. So the problems with solutions of this chapter will be uploaded in next video. Dear friends, if you find this video useful, then please subscribe to our channel, like the video and share it to your friends. Thank you.